Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the DoubleClutch.ca podcast. I'm your host, Nick, managing editor of DoubleClutch.ca magazine, and this week we have another full house. We got Rush and Nathan, and a surprise.
Hello.
Wow. This week, it is my pleasure to introduce to our dear listeners our newest contributor to the DoubleClutch.ca team, Paolo Manalo.
I'm glad to be here, Nick. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us.
What? I was saying howdy to
He's
him.
back.
Yeah, he's back. Nathan's back. So, Paul, this week is what, your third week playing with press cars for us?
Yeah, it's my third week. This week I'm driving Hyundai Santa Fe Hybrid.
Ooh. As you can tell, we take business here very seriously at Double
Very.
Clutch.
Yep.
No tomfoolery at
Excellent.
all.
Yep.
None.
Who's Tom?
You're Tom.
Okay.
So a bit of a backgrounder. Paulo is big into cars. A lot of people call him a walking encyclopedia, apparently. And I shit you all not, he has the cleanest E39 530i you have ever seen.
It could be much better, but yeah, it's clean.
It's
pretty
affectionately known
clean.
as the museum piece.
It's not cleanest 530, it's just the cleanest E39.
Yeah.
Possibly on this planet. It's ridiculous.
Very clean.
Yeah.
Didn't you also manual swap that thing?
Yeah, so it started life as a 5-speed automatic, and then the automatic decided not to work one day, and then I was at a point where I either spend the money to get the transmission rebuilt or manual swap.
You're
it.
throwing
So
money at
it's-
a transmission anyway. It might as well be a good
Yeah,
one.
exactly.
Yeah, make it good.
So I'm like, fuck it, I'll just swap it to a manual and call it a day.
Wait, on those cars, was that... Rush, help me out. Was that the GM trans or is that the ZF on those?
GM, no?
ZF 5-speed.
Right. I think the little engines got the ZF and the big boys got the V8, right?
The I think the GM trans was under earlier cars, like in the pre-facelift cars.
Okay, and then they
yours
went back to
is-
the
yeah,
ZF.
Yeah,
okay.
they went back to the ZF.
I wonder
Can't
why.
believe.
Curious.
How long have you had it for?
Well, my father picked it up in, I want to say, July of 2005.
Okay, so like
Oh,
off
wow.
lease, like
That's
it's been in
cool.
the family the whole time.
off
Yeah.
lease, and then it's been like I've literally seen that car every day, like for like my entire life.
Damn,
basically.
That's cool.
That's really cool, man.
That's commitment. That is a sense of commitment I will probably never have with a car, except for Miata.
So another
Anyway.
homie in the Fiverr gang.
Yeah.
They all have Fivers.
Yeah, fives are great.
Yeah, they're great.
Actually, just BMWs in general. God,
But specifically
BMWs.
Fivers. I think like 5 is like, that's the best
Five
one.
is a good number.
It is more than
Yeah.
3, but also not as big as 7.
You're
Yes,
incredibly smart. Do you know that?
Oh, wow.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, our host, Nick Tragianis.
All right, Paula, what have you been... Dear God. Okay, so what have you been driving this week aside from the E39?
Well, besides the Santa Fe, I drive 2011 Matrix XRS and
Stick,
Stick. Yeah, 5-speed.
That's the beater.
That's the winter beater.
quote unquote.
It's also very clean.
Yeah.
It is.
It's
There's a theme here.
it's like the 530. We picked it off lease, so it was only had I think 17 or 18,000 clicks on it before
Damn.
we picked it up, and then we've just been beating the shit out of it ever since.
I mean, yeah. But you're beating the shit out of it is taking care of it meticulously. And,
Yeah. I've seen that car. It's
Yeah.
not beat.
No.
Which is cool. So you like keeping cars clean.
Yeah,
Apparently.
to a sense, it's just
good.
like
And also driving them. That's kind of cool though too. Because like you guys have had the 5 for a long time. Like as long as I've known you, you had the M5 at first, and then
Yeah.
you always had the 530.
yeah, the 530 was kind of in the background for
Yeah.
a long time. It was actually sitting for a long time, like maybe 5 years or so, because my dad, he kind of lost interest because of the automatic. He's just like, oh, I wish I had a manual in this thing. I'm just
Yeah.
like, okay. So that's how we got the M5, but then the M5 was just
Doing M5 things.
doing M5 things.
Exploding.
doing, fucking clutch exploding on that thing.
we
and
don't know any of
Nope.
those problems.
What?
So I we sold it, and then I'm just like, okay, with this money, I'm just gonna put some of it back into
Make the 530. Perfect.
exactly, just mechanically restore it.
Yeah.
Go balls to the wall with that.
Nice.
That's kind of cool. I don't know. I like that you. I don't know. I've seen you drive your cars, which is something that I feel like as busy as we are, like I don't know. Sometimes I'm guilty of not doing that, so it's neat to see it.
Yeah.
And like also being like ridiculously clean.
Yeah, drive your stuff, take care of it. It's cool. Cool
Yeah.
to see.
Yeah, and also not having that compulsion to like, ooh, what should I get next? Ooh, what should I get next? Ooh, what should I get next?
Stop making fun of me.
No, you stop making fun of me.
I don't know anyone like that.
I like hardly make fun of you.
It's true. Russia's the dick here.
Hey, what?
Anyway,
Anyway, so tell us, how you feeling about this Santa Fe?
It's a comfortable people hauler, I guess.
Yeah,
It's
checks out.
looks neat.
It gives off that faux defender vibe. Like,
Am I the only person who actually likes that about the new Santa Fe?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
No, sorry, you're not the only
It's-
person.
Okay, thank you. I think it's kind of ballsy that Hyundai just modeled such a bread and butter normal people car after such an aspirational vehicle. Like the average buyer, they probably drool over Defenders and are like, "Oh, I'll be sick one day," and then Hyundai comes in and says like, "Ha, here's a Defender
Want to
Light."
buy one for half price? It'll work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ta-da!
It's one of those things like...
it's kind
like,
of a ballsy move.
there's no reason we couldn't have done this.
Yeah.
Why don't we just do it?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's
Yeah.
going to stop us?
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone wants cubes now. Here's a cube. Fuck off.
But it's like seeing it today. Seeing it today in person, like I was not sold with the photos, but seeing it in person, like it's got a pretty good, like it's got
Agreed.
presence.
I thought it was kind of funny looking, but
Yeah.
now that I saw this thing, like it's actually...
It's handsome.
It looks good. It's handsome.
works.
Like, it's well thought out.
It works.
Maybe not in that like expired guacamole color, but like it's a pretty
It's expired guac metallic.
Yeah,
And I think the metallic really brings some definition to it.
yeah. I think the color aside, it's a good, like, it's shockingly nice. Which is like,
Yeah.
I don't know. For a long time, it's like everything Hyundai just felt like a Hyundai, which is not a bad thing. But like this feels a little special because it looks cool. And like on top of that, like you still get like the nice Hyundai interior, which has like the same layout as everything else, but like lots of space, lots of storage, lots of nice materials that you wouldn't really expect to find. And like also talking about the price point, which I'm sure we'll get to, but it's shockingly good. And I don't know why I'm shocked anymore because
They're consistent with this. They've
Yeah.
actually been like very consistent. Hyundai Kia products have been like very consistent at punching way above their weight class and like making them look and feel a lot nicer than their price point conveys just by using like not even like fancy materials, just shit that feels nice, looks nice.
Yeah.
They sweat the details. Someone will sit down and think about like, okay, we're gonna do this button in matte. We're gonna do these surfaces like this. We're gonna do this like this.
That's
so
what
that
I
it, so that
noticed
it doesn't
too,
get
yeah.
fingerprinty, doesn't get glossy, doesn't get like nasty.
Yeah, exactly.
Like someone's like sat down and figured out really nice detents on the turn signal thing, like just little detail
exactly
shit
it.
that's just time that someone has to sit down and figure out. That
Even like
certain
the-
bigger companies struggle with some of the time
Yep.
that we may have mentioned last week. That like Hyundai nails every time.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, I feel like they've gotten such a good base product. Like, they've gotten a good core like DNA to like their products, and now they've had time to like really finesse and like get the last tenth out of it. So it's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know why I'm surprised anymore that Hyundai makes good stuff. It's like, it's cool that like, I don't know, a company that like used to be like, oh, you bought a Hyundai, and now it's like, I don't know, 20, 30 years later, it's like, damn, like,
This is
Nice work.
actually a nice car.
Yeah.
And like, so you all went out in it before I did, and you came back in saying the thing was 46 grand. I went out in it. I came back in. I don't.
You're
I
floored.
don't fucking believe
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Like no.
Dude, that's a base model.
I thought that was the
That's
mid.
the-
The mid.
no,
Like it's
that's
got
the preferred.
That's
it's
the
got
base-
leather and
base
stuff.
model.
That's the
Oh,
base
Or
trim.
leatherette and stuff.
so that's the thing.
oh,
Like,
well, it's preferred plus like I guess tech
trend,
pack
yeah,
or whatever.
trend package, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so
$4,000.
basically like $4,000, and that's kind of what all their cars do.
But 46 is with that package.
Fuck off
Yeah.
with the hybrid powertrain.
Yep. Well,
That's-
the hybrid is the base powertrain,
That's dumb.
isn't it?
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like for the size of this thing, for the fit and finish, for the weight, like it doesn't drive amazing, but it drives fine. It's quiet. Did you guys notice the engine just sounds like it's really far away? Like it's just super distant and kind of weird. Like it's active noise canceling, but
I think it's because it's incredibly tiny.
like also this. But it's like it's a lot less buzzy, but it's not a different tone. It's just it sounds like it's like you can hear an engine in the next room.
Isn't that, yeah.
I mean, some
As opposed to in the car with you.
But like that's what it is.
Yeah, but
There's a firewall between you and the engine.
yeah, but I know, but that's
Technically.
normal. But like, there's. Shut up.
No, but tell me.
Do you like when you're listening to music and you can hear the music clearly?
Yeah.
because it's in the same space as you.
Yes.
give me
now,
a
do you know?
second.
Now, do you know when you're listening to music or like someone else listening to music at like 2 rooms down?
Yeah.
That's what the engine sounds like.
Interesting.
What if you listen to music quietly in the same room with you?
That's different because you can hear it much more clearly.
Like the definition.
Yeah.
So it sounds like muddled.
Yeah.
I think it's just a ton of noise down.
But also just distant.
Dude.
You can hear distance.
But it's not distant.
If I'm like speaking quietly to you here
Right.
at this table, and
Right.
then I go down the hall and yell at you, so it's about the same overall volume. You'll hear the distance.
Yes, and I absolutely
Yeah.
agree with you. But it's also like I think it's the powertrain is it's a 1.6 naturally aspirated,
No, turbo.
Turbocharged.
The 1.6. The
Turbocharged.
one's, yeah, it's a good engine.
1.6 turbo with hybrid.
Yeah.
So like it is a very small engine,
Yes.
and it is in the next room effectively. So you're wrong. The engine is actually in the next room.
Yeah, but it's always. You know, I'm going to leave it alone. This is not worth fighting about.
Yeah, but they call it an engine room.
Do they call it an engine room?
They call it
In
an
a
engine
car?
bay.
Is it a boat? Is it like it's about the size of a boat? It's surprisingly large. It's surprisingly large inside.
Yeah, that 3-row is actually not totally uncomfortable. Like,
Yeah, you still fit comfortably, somewhat
I
comfortably.
had
back there.
no space for my feet under the seat, but aside from that, you know,
Yeah, but like
I had
for
good
the-
headroom.
Yeah, but like at this size and price class, like the only other like inexpensive 3-row I can think of is the Highlander, not the Grand Highlander, it's the lesser Highlander.
Standard Highlander, yeah.
I like my name better.
Lesser Highlander.
And that 3-row is useless. Beyond useless.
Yeah.
It is a storage shelf.
Yeah, this one's
Like,
not useless.
Yeah.
Kids can go in the back, yeah.
Yeah, and also, you know, what you get for the money. Like, the Highlander is a touch more expensive for the base hybrid. It's like, what, 50?
49-ish, I think.
I
Yeah.
think that tracks from what I recall when I had one a couple years ago.
Yeah. But this Santa Fe, dude, it's like it's night and day for like a lot less money.
And you get the rear HVAC controls too in the back. Like rear HVAC controls, and then you get like 2 extra USB-C ports back there too.
I noticed that, yeah. Like the Hyundai Kia are really good about like just loading the cars with stuff. It's
Yeah.
like, why don't we just put this in a car? It's going to cost us an extra $4. Just do it. Put the
Yeah.
ports there.
Yeah.
Put the wireless charging pads there. Like give them a huge tray. They're going to want to put all their shit there. Just do it. Like
Yeah, they've gotten really good at that. I also think, like, so with the Trend package, you get the leatherette. And what else do you get? Like a bigger screen and stuff like that. It's like, for $4,000, it sounds like a lot for a package, but it's actually not really because
worth it.
it ends up making the experience of the car a lot better.
yeah, it's kind of like this is all the shit you're going to want. Here it is.
Yeah. And I think, like, with the XRT, so the XRT we were looking at, I think
Is it
it's
XRT or Zert?
Zert.
Zert.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Zert.
Yeah.
Yeah. So hang on.
Zert.
Zert.
Xylophone.
Yeah, you're right.
Which is like the same. which is like the same as a preferred, but with that Trend package, the only thing is the engine. So the engine is then like a $2,000 delta between the preferred, or you get the 2.5 liter engine with the XRT.
Right, and the 2.5 liter is still bolted to the not quite DSG, right? Is it a DSG?
So
Yeah,
two and a
it's
half.
clutch.
2.5 gets the 8-speed dual clutch.
Get-
The 1.6 gets the 6-speed automatic.
Yes, exactly.
Right. So
That's also kind of interesting.
kind of very much in the 1.6's favor.
I was
Very
gonna say,
much in the 1.6's favor.
DCT is like not good.
It's better than the Santa Cruz's
Yeah, but
dual clutch.
what I'm getting at is like
but
it's
it's the
improved.
same.
yeah, it's the same transmission.
Like they probably
Right,
like
but the
calibrated
trick-
it a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, exactly. They calibrated differently from what I recall what they were feeding us in launch.
It's weird how like DCTs, like this is a tech that's been around for a while. Like we got it more or less figured out, but in every even vaguely utility-ish application,
They're bad.
they don't
they're
last. They
shit.
don't work and they don't last.
Fiestas.
Yeah.
Focuses for a long time. I remember like that was like the first like mainstream DSG, DCT kind of implementation that I really noticed, and
Yeah.
it was like, well, all of them are exploding.
Yeah, like well, not but that's the Fiesta, right? I mean, more like SUV, anything vaguely in the utility guise. They just
Oh, I see
like
what you're
they
saying.
don't last. So like, or they don't last. And they don't work great.
Yeah,
like for example, your
the Taos.
The Taos, yeah, that was your.
My first presser was a Volkswagen Taos 4Motion.
Yeah,
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago with the DSG, and that thing was fucking garbage.
It's bad, and like one of us had a Taos last year, and that's the same thing.
Imran had his house.
Yeah, like decent car.
Imran did. We stole. Oh, I stole it for the evening, and I was kind of expecting that to be that thing to be like a GTI Light, somewhat.
No,
but no, it's
and it's the same DSG that Volkswagen has been. Like Volkswagen's the best at this. They've been making them for years, but in that application, it just falls flat on its face.
Yeah, I don't know why they keep on doing it. It's like, well, I don't know. It seems like even like the performance makes have like gotten away from the DSG because they're like, this is not working for us. Like even BMW's gone back to.
I was just gonna say the same thing. They gave up on the MDCT. Don't bother.
That's the thing.
They went
They've
to
actually,
like an 8-speed automatic. Right?
absolutely, and they spent so much time and money, I'm sure, like invested into like this MDCT, and they're like, you know what?
Did Audis do the same thing? They went from like a dual clutch and then back to
I can't
an
remember.
automatic.
What do they have going on now?
I think they're on ZF8s now.
yeah,
There you
yeah,
go.
they are. In the RS cars, it's
Every car should have a ZF8.
That is the industry standard ZF8.
God's own transmission.
Honestly, like, and you can tweak it in so many different ways, right? There's so many different iterations of the ZF8 that like whatever you want to put it in, it's gonna work. So it's like the Santa Fe.
Yeah, it is Santa Fe.
Yeah.
Yes. Should have. I don't know.
Like,
Should it have gotten a ZF8? Probably not. But like the DCT, I don't know if it's a good transmission for an SUV.
Like Hyundai has an 8-speed in-house. Like
What?
the Seltos, they're littler as the Kia Seltos.
Yes.
Their littler SUV with the same engine, the 1.6 hybrid.
Okay.
Has and like a new 8-speed automatic. I remember because I was on the press launch for that, the facelift Seltos, and like we've gotten away from the dual clutch. It's an 8-speed auto now, and like the thing drove great.
Maybe it's because they can't. Maybe it's because they can't figure it out with like the amount of torque, like that.
Yeah, it probably can't handle the Santa Fe, the 2.5's torque.
Oh, you know what? I can see. I just had a thought. Brain
Brain
happening right now.
Oh,
Here.
brain usage.
It's a hybrid.
Oh,
You can use the electric motor to handle getting the thing rolling, and then engage the gear. You negate 90% of the wear on the damn thing.
wait, what is? What are you talking
And the
about?
Santa Fe, because the hybrid.
But the Santa Fe only gets the DCT with the non-hybrid engine, right?
Oh, yeah, I got
2.5.
it backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 1.6, which is hybrid, gets an automatic.
Yeah, and that could use a DCT, but it is not.
That's what I'm
See,
saying.
this is dumb.
Yeah, they
Okay.
have some work to do there.
Yeah. But otherwise, very good.
Yeah.
I generally like it. I think it's very aggressively priced. They're going to sell 40 billion of them.
I think that's the thing. Like, we don't have a lot to say about it because truthfully, it's a regular Hyundai product. It's good.
Yeah, it's
Like,
just very
the
good.
It
interior,
does nothing wrong.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. The interior feels like every other Hyundai, which is a good thing. Lots of space. Like, it feels pretty airy when you're in it. Lots of nice materials.
Yeah,
It looks
thought
cool.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like lots of storage for your shit. Like, yeah, why wouldn't you have a giant tray with 2 wireless charging pads? Like,
This one only gets one.
Yeah, one's a wireless charging pad. The other one's just a dummy pad for.
okay,
But it makes you feel like you got two.
fooled me.
See, and they didn't blank it out, at least.
Yeah,
Yeah, so.
It reminds you that you were too cheap to go for the.
No. See, but if they just blanked it out with nothing, it would make you feel cheap. But they still put a little rubber pad there to rest.
you're still putting the phone down.
Your change.
and you have like 40 ports to plug. Either way, the thing is good. It's like, I think they got kind of a home run going with this thing.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's like ambitious plan to just straight rip off Land Rover, but it's not working for them.
Speaking of ripping off, but the Santa Fe isn't that. It takes the essence of a Defender, but actually makes it its own.
Yeah, it's
which
not.
is
It's
actually
not just a
impressive.
copy. Like they're just taking the general aesthetic of it,
which
and
is neat.
repurposing it.
Like it's actually
It's not a rip off. It's just
It's
very
reimagined.
derivative. Yeah,
like
It's like just the basic shape of a Defender.
That's
and
exactly
it.
it.
And adding his own Hyundai touches here and there.
which is neat. I think like it's actually like super cool to see them come this far along.
yeah.
Not that I not that like Hyundai ever like really did the whole copy thing, but like what I'm saying is like the culture on that side of the pond
Yeah,
for a little while
very
was a little
derivative.
different. Yes.
Very
Yeah.
derivative.
Industrious individuals over
Yeah,
there.
no, but like there's the same way like in Japan too. Like throughout the '60s, like a lot of their cars took a lot of influence from American cars.
Exactly.
Yeah, like anything 2-door looked European, anything 4-door looked American. Like,
Like the 2000 GT Toyota that took inspiration
It was a
from the E-Type.
yeah, the tiny Jaguar.
So I don't know. I'm quite impressed, and I think it's cool to see. And at that price point, it's pretty much just like unbelievable.
Yeah, like it's such a slam dunk. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, you thought we were gonna get canceled? We're fine. Probably.
We're not canceling us. Speaking of hybrids, this week we also have the 2024 Toyota Prius Prime, which was supposed to be Nathan's press car, but somehow I ended up with it for a couple of days while Nathan was hooning my press car's gas and tires.
I filled it up.
He actually did. I didn't notice that
Did you
this
actually?
morning.
I filled it up.
Did you mile it out?
No.
I put 100K on it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I did some miles on it, though. No, I'm kidding.
But I filled it up for you. Thank you for buying me lunch yesterday.
You're welcome. Okay, Prius Prime.
The gas was more than the lunch money.
Was it actually?
It's fine.
Note to self: pay Nathan.
No, it was like
gas.
it was gas that I burned. It's fine.
Excellent. Okay, cool. You know what? The luster has worn off a little bit with a Prius, but I still think it's a fucking damn fine commuter car.
What luster?
The fact that it's good.
It is good.
Yeah, it is good.
But
What luster?
But-
It was never
okay.
like, oh wow. It was just, this is surprisingly competent.
Right, but like this time around, I'm kind of getting the feeling that like I'm just noticing things that I didn't notice before.
Like the insanely
With it.
awkward windshield or the funny looking steering wheel.
Yes.
Or the cluster that you can't really see of most of all the time, or the fact that it has too many things on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But hey, the fuel economy is great.
Fuel economy is great. It looks
Fucking cool.
It looks cool, but
It
does
does
look
cool.
cool.
at the expense of passenger comfort, which is a weird thing for Toyota to do.
So we had this discussion today. I just think it's a matter of getting used to it.
Of hitting your head and your shoulders every single time you get in and out of the car.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, I
Listen,
see.
do you want everything to be a crossover or not?
It's not a crossover.
No, but you don't have to rate the windshield that crazy, man.
I think
Maybe for fuel economy.
I feel like I've said this on air, as if this is air. I feel like I've said this on the podcast before. I've definitely wrote it down. When I saw this at the LA Auto Show 2-3 years ago, when they just unveiled it then, and they were pitching it as kind of like sporty new Prius, like, oh yeah, like, and it's kind of like the antithesis of the Prius. The Prius was the opposite of a sporty car. The
Yep.
Prius is the one that sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
And now it's the sporty car, and they've styled it as such. It looks terrific. That is a really good looking car.
Yeah.
And I think now, because the Toyota RAV4 is the official default car,
Right.
it's the best selling car in the world, in North America, second only to the F-150, bewilderingly. Because the Prius is still a car, as opposed to an SUV, it is inherently pretty sporty. The Camry's done the same thing. It's gotten noticeably more sporty because it's a car.
Right.
And cars are inherently sporty now because they're not SUVs. So I feel like to lean into the sporty thing, they made the Prius look fucking sick.
Yeah.
And it worked. It looked cool. It drives fine. Nick loved it.
I think it drives really well.
Yeah.
It drives like you know what? I got a lot of... I didn't love it when I had it last year. I think my exact words were,
Oh yeah.
I didn't notice.
You didn't notice that drive. Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably a good thing.
Yeah, that's fine. It's at least inoffensive.
Yeah.
I get a lot of crown out of it. Like, there's a lot of, like, crown style
yeah,
elements,
okay.
a lot of crown in the interior.
Absolutely.
Just the general way it drives, it's very crowny.
But we love the Crown.
The crown is very good.
Mm-hmm.
Crown is a terrific product.
Definitely, I feel a lot of that. The same. I don't know. I feel like the Toyota quality is like there in this thing. Like,
Yeah.
like okay, I don't know, like Corolla Cross, Rav4, whatever. Like, what even the Highlander? The stock, like not the stock, the base Highlander,
Lesser.
Yeah.
the lesser. Yes, sure. I've driven all of those, and they all feel like, what is Toyota doing? Like, they
still
are
have a bit
so
of-
far behind.
You still have a bit of old Toyota in those things, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Where-
It's very, like, it's the other side.
Yeah.
Toyota's been, like, killing it lately, except with some of their older legacy products where they haven't had a chance to come back and kill it yet.
Exactly. So I feel like this is like the Prius.
The Prius was a tipping point. The Prius was like, that's what made us realize. I'm like,
Yeah, I think
oh
it was the
shit,
first car to
Toyota's
wear
back.
this.
what the fuck? It's actually good.
Yeah.
I think it was the first car to wear this face, this style language, this kind of interior design ethos. Like,
Yeah, and I like it a lot.
yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, some annoying things about it, which I think they'll figure out, right? Like the center, like the gauge binnacle, it like
You have to adjust it all the way down just to be able to see the,
Right.
the top
I
part.
feel like the wheel is too small, so you can't see through the gap
the
in the
steering
wheel.
wheel is a little bit busy too.
Too many buttons.
The steering wheel is possibly the ugliest steering wheel in the market.
And far too many buttons.
And far too many buttons. But see, I noticed, so like I like the wheel high. So I set it up high for me.
Yes.
The cluster is set up in such a way that there is nothing in the middle on the bottom that would be cut off by the wheel.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yes.
like it does interfere with the screen, but it doesn't interfere with anything on the
I
screen.
know.
Correct.
But it feels odd. Something you
It is
have to get used
definitely
to.
weird.
And then I felt like I had to sit too far up in the car to where I felt a little claustrophobic. It's this thing where you have to sit in it, you have to adjust it, take time to get used to, but I think you'll be all right.
Yeah.
That being said, like, I thought the ride was really good. Like, nothing special, but like that's the whole point. Like, it was compliant.
And I was surprised about the torque too in that thing.
It's torqued.
Yeah,
The
it's
punchy.
punchy.
But yeah, Pal, what'd you think of this thing?
It was so I've driven the previous generation Prius,
Okay.
the Corolla hybrid.
Okay.
So I was expecting like that, kind of that
Wow.
lethargic
Yeah.
torque delivery.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, wow. They were making that
Yeah.
left turn back into Madison.
yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
wow. This, they even it screeched the tires too.
It does.
It did that to me too.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
The tires loose.
I'm just like, get the fuck out of here.
I know.
It's Prius.
I know.
That and like, it feels so much more refined than anything.
So much more.
Like, that's been my biggest gripe with anything Toyota Lexus for the longest time, especially Lexus, because it's like, I think I had a UX or something with the hybrid drivetrain. I was like, this is dog shit. Because like,
No, you had the RX.
I had the RX a little
No,
while
you
ago.
like the RX.
The UX,
Oh yeah.
the little one.
the baby one.
RAV4,
Yeah.
The RAV4 based one, or is
No,
it-
that's the NX.
oh, that's
Yeah,
NX.
the
okay.
NX, NX. This is like Corolla Prime. I don't know, fucking something like that. Prius Prime. Oh,
Yeah.
some shit. What's the one that you like? Cross. Corolla Cross. Looks like that, but
But Lexus.
Lexus.
Yeah.
Oh.
right,
Okay.
like that size.
But still feels like Corolla Cross.
Right. That's the problem. It was like, what are they doing? Like, it sounds like it literally was like, like
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Toyota's kind of always had that problem with like their hybrid CVT powertrains just kind of droning like crazy, and they've tuned that out here.
They have.
Yeah.
it's almost you can't even notice it. It's incredible, and it feels because of that it completely elevates like it just feels
The
like
entire
it's
rest of the
actually
experience.
like a luxury product,
Yeah.
and it's a Prius.
Yeah. It feels like a really nice car.
Yeah,
Like possibly one of the best like just econo shit boxes you can buy.
It
It's
is-
not a shit box at all.
a good car.
Yeah.
Rear seat legroom is also good.
Yeah.
And the
headroom's kind of iffy.
headroom's because of the rake.
But it looks sick.
But
And
it
if you
does
want,
look
and if you
sick.
want more, get a Crown.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Options. Toyota's done it. I don't know. It's pretty excellent.
It's like some Toyota products are like really good, but then the others are just like they kind of left in the
Feel forgotten, right?
yeah, forgotten exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I do agree with your point about the instrument display being a little too busy. Like,
Yeah. Tried to
Like-
set up the cruise today, and I was like, what speed is this
Yeah.
thing aiming for? Like, I can't tell. Oh, there it is. Like,
yeah.
stuff like that. Like, it'd be nice if you could have, like, a simplified mode where it's just, like, just give me the speed.
Ford's a bit of a tangent, but whatever. Ford's really good with that.
Yeah, like, even in the
their new-
Mach-E,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I know how fast I'm going. That's
Yeah.
all I care about
Yeah.
right now.
Ford, GM, Pole Kitty. What's the other EV? I had like 70 EVs lately.
Yeah.
I think everyone's pretty good about that except Toyota, oddly.
Toyota's struggled with that for a while, though, I
It's
feel
weird
like.
'cause Toyota, like the new gen Toyota gauge clusters are super customizable, but there's no way
Yeah.
to just simplify it.
Yeah.
No, you can kind of simplify it with the toggle you had last week. I configured one of the settings to like show like nothing except for fuel economy on that thing. It's pretty clean, but definitely less busy than the Prius Prime gauge cluster. But,
Yeah,
but
because
like
it's all the same info on a very small display.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think give it some time. We'll probably sort that out, or hopefully. I don't
Yeah.
know how good they are with like software updates and stuff, but at the very least,
They're not going to update the gauge cluster though. That's such like a critical safety thing that they're not going to over the air that.
that's like a that's like a mid-cycle refresh.
so
Yeah.
at the very least, hopefully we'll see it in the mid-cycle refresh. Like it's not unlivable.
No,
It is just
It's
a little
it's
frustrating.
it's
Yeah.
such a good commuter. Like, fuck, I'm averaging like 3.2 liters per 100K in that
What?
thing. It's
Jesus.
insane.
Not after today.
No. EV range was a slight weird one. So Toyota quotes like 70, 72 kilometers with that thing on full charge. Best I've been able to do is like 60 kilometers.
That's still pretty good, though.
That's
It
not
is.
bad.
It is.
Okay, so this is my press car, but I have driven it for 4 minutes. Nick, how much does this thing cost?
This is.
I assume this thing's loaded, right?
It is loaded.
Yeah,
50?
Yeah.
50 loaded?
50?
Before incentives, it's like a smidge over 50 grand.
Damn.
Fuck, that ain't bad.
That's a lot of car, though.
That is a lot of car. A lot of quite good car.
Yeah.
See, I'm kind of on the fence about that. I think like the sweet spot's kind of the. And Paul and I were talking about this off mic yesterday.
Base crown?
Base round's pretty
Base Prius Prime, because that's like just over 40. You still get the look, still get a good amount of bells and whistles.
Hold on, base prime?
Base Prius Prime.
Oh, there is such... Okay, so that's where I
Yeah.
got stuck. And I think,
Right.
Rush, you were kind of making the same face I was. So, like, usually prime is locked behind all the nice things.
Correct.
Yeah.
Not the Prius though.
Okay.
So the base Prius Prime is like a smidge over 40 grand.
Huh.
So is it what? Smaller wheels,
Smaller-
no sunroof.
Yeah.
So basically like a more poverty spec. Yeah.
Kind of.
Sick.
In a way.
Less sick.
Less
But, like,
sick,
But
yeah.
the Prius looks kind of sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let it be sick. I think it looks sick.
Some Yankees on it. I'm kidding. Slam it on BBSs.
The ride's a tiny bit flinty on those wheels.
Flinty.
Yeah.
Really?
It's kind of
I
loud.
find that's a very Toyota thing. They're generally softly damped, but they don't have the best vibration absorption.
Yeah.
It's a
Absolutely.
little loud.
Yeah.
Honda's a really... I don't know. I feel like they're a lot better with that.
Hondas are a lot better with that.
And like that's like a distinctive difference between the Toyota and Honda. Like, I feel like for me, like Hondas have always been a little bit better to drive. Like no matter what it is,
They
it's something about like the
they sweat.
chassis
They
too.
do the same thing Hyundai does. They sweat the details, but they sweat it about the way it drives. Everything is just calibrated like perfect.
really well.
Yeah. Not to say that Toyota doesn't, but like you can definitely tell on some of their last gen products, they like don't really try.
think they
On the
focus
new
on
stuff,
other
they've made
things.
huge strides at
Yeah.
that end.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Mazda's pretty good with that.
Mazda's very good with
Yeah.
that.
I don't know. Like recently, it's just like everything's been like shockingly good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Except for the Tacoma. Actually, that really let me
Yeah.
down.
Six Tacoma was a bit of a letdown.
Such a disappointment. Like,
But I mean, like,
it's really it's just that trans. Otherwise, good truck.
yeah. I mean, everything we drove this week, though. What else did we drive this week?
What else did we drive this week?
What else did we drive this week?
Fucking two V8 Lexus.
Oh,
Lexuses.
that's right.
Hang on, I was
Lexi.
let down by something this week.
Yes, you were. So, in the garage this week, we also have a Lexus IS 500, which means you get the big V8 in that thing. We also
Wait, it's a Lexus with a V8 motor?
what?
It's a little Lexus with a V8 motor?
Big old V8 motor.
I like the sound of that.
Well, that
Yeah.
sure sounds a lot like another V8.
Doesn't sound like
motor.
anything, though.
You guys have been going on about this all day, and I don't understand why.
It's been a bit of a point of contention.
Well, hang on. Okay, hang on. Yeah, keep going.
Let's spell it out for the kids.
I don't. Okay. Context. This is Nathan's press car, which he hasn't driven. No, this is
He's
my
driven
press
more.
car, which he has, which Nathan has driven more than I have because
Reasons.
whatever.
Yeah.
Because I'm a cool guy.
I don't know if I'm remembering last year's with like slightly rose-colored glasses,
Yep.
but it just the one we have this week just doesn't hit the same. It just hits a little different.
I think
Okay,
it's
yeah.
because there's been a very crucial difference. So, see, for me, the one last year,
Yeah.
like they're the same car. They're not different. They're
Yeah.
the same car. The
Yep.
only thing that's changed is us
Paint.
Yes.
and paint. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
The only thing that changes us. I have driven a bunch more shit. Mm-hmm. And I still really
lot
like it.
more,
It feels the same to me.
Yeah.
I still really like it. It's still one of my favorite cars. It was one of my favorite cars last year, and it's still a fucking terrific car. Like, if I were looking for, like, sporty sedan, the $80,000 $1,000 range, I'd be pretty close to the top of the list. Mm-hmm. You're laughing. It wouldn't be a BMW.
Okay, that's fair.
Surprising. I know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And
So yeah, like it's still good. I still like it a lot. I just don't love it as much as I used to.
yeah.
And for you, Nick, there's a big fucking difference that you have bought an M5, and that is your daily driver.
Yes.
And that's what that car is. It's an old German executive sedan with a big fucking V8 motor, and you just have the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will also add our beloved founder, Addy, he also picked up an LC500. Didn't pick it up in time last year, but he's had it since around the same time as we had the IS500 as the last IS500 press car.
Okay.
So
It's been about a year.
in between the other cars we've experienced, in addition to what we own and what we have in the stable, I kind of feel like that luster has worn off just a tiny bit.
Okay, I'm going to give you my take on this quick.
Your incorrect take.
Yeah. Okay, but last year I was one of the only people in the double clutch team that did not have... Or no, this is... Last year or the year before, both... It didn't matter because the opinion was the same, but... Okay, when Adi first got... He had a IS500, one of the launch editions, one of the early ones, and it was like, wow, this thing is going to be super cool because him and I both share a love of like V8 Super Sedans. It's like, you know, we met because we had E39 M5s.
Yep.
Cool. The IS500 was kind of, in a way, not promised to be, but like, it was, you know, rumored to be E39 M5 reimagined.
Yep.
Right? Big V8 motor, small little sedan. It's gonna be cool. Like, you know, rear wheel drive. It kind of has like the hallmarks of like cool car. Getting into like the IS500 when we first had to experience it, it was just, I got out of it and I was like, this is super boring. Like, what the heck is this? It sounded like a Gran Turismo soundtrack, which is like, you know, not a bad thing. The interior was like nice, but felt dated when the IS500 was brand new.
Yeah.
Which was like, what the heck? Like, the car should feel special in a way.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it didn't feel special at all. Between then and now, we've had the LC500.
Yep.
So when Adi got rid of the IS500 in favor of the LC, it was like, well, what are you doing? It's the same thing, just a little bit nicer. But the LC does something that the IS doesn't do, and it makes that same exact V8 engine exciting.
Yeah,
It's
it's
the
more the theater.
Right, and I don't know what it is about what they've done. First of all, transmission is completely different.
Yep.
10-speed versus 8-speed. And I think the 8-speed is in-house.
I think they're both in-house.
Eisen?
Yes.
I thought it was Ison.
Yeah.
That being said, okay, the 10-speed in the LC does these like wicked upshifts, and it cracks. It like sounds like a crack. Like it's an incredible theatrical experience to drive that car. Even on startup, it's like the exhaust obviously is different. You know, they're different cars, and I think this is why we've kind of had this back and forth between the LC and the IS, because it's like the LC is a brilliant car in its own right with the addition of this awesome 5-liter V8.
I disagree.
This is how I feel, right? But the IS 500, the whole experience is kind of about the engine. Like the reason you're getting an IS 500 it's not because of the interior, it's not because of the body, it's because it's got an awesome 5-liter V8.
Yeah, it's for those people that don't want a turbo inline six.
Exactly. What's the point?
Idiots.
Yeah. It's like what's the point of the IS
So it's
500?
like I'm buying a V8. I want that theater. I want that like
That's
visceral
exactly
sound.
it. And I feel like
I'm missing it with the IS 500.
That's exactly it. Because it's like, to me, the LC shows you that Lexus knows how to make a 5-liter V8 sound incredible, go fast, and also like be exhilarating to drive. Like you're excited. The LC is a car that makes you want to drive more. The IS is like, it just feels kind of like a regular daily commuter, and it's like, well, why get the 5-liter V8 then? Just to say you have it?
This is sick.
But because it's sick is not an actual selling point, is it? If it's missing out on the hallmark features of V8, which is noise and excitement and performance. Not to say that the IS500 is slow, but it doesn't feel as fast.
Yeah, I fucking hate the quoting like 0 to 60 times, and that I think that's a stupid metric to like measure vehicles by. But at the same time, like the LC and the IS, they're not far off in terms of their performance
is
metrics.
pretty much neck and neck.
Yeah.
Isn't the IS like 500 pounds lighter?
And it's still not that fast.
Doesn't feel fast.
It doesn't feel fast.
But now there's the LC.
But the LC is exciting, which makes it feel fast.
Outside of exhaust note, how is it exciting?
But the way it
Exhaust note,
shifts.
okay, better trans. It has a way better trans. I'll give you that. Yeah.
Okay, so what's left?
It's the same engine.
Right, that's
It's
what I'm saying.
lighter.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's what's missing. It's like,
Probably more sound deadening, which kind of neuters the experience.
No one's cross-shopping these cars except Addy.
No, I know.
Like, this is where I get stuck. You guys are like cross-shopping a pretty exotic,
Yeah,
120, 30-ish $1,000 luxury coupe
absolutely.
against a 3 Series.
But what I'm getting at is I'm not cross shopping the two. I'm saying
There's no comparison.
if the point of the IS 500 is to have an exciting V8, and you could see that they've done it with the LC, how come they cannot provide a similar experience with the actual engine?
I see both sides of this.
But it is exciting.
It feels like the IS 500 was just a reluctance on Toyota's part. Like, okay, let's just give these guys kind of.
I so fucking disagree. The IS 500 is an amazing sporty daily. My whole thing was I don't know where you guys got the E39 M5 comparison. When I saw that car, my first thing was that's a Mercedes 500e. That is W124 500e all day long. Same energy.
right.
Okay,
right.
but like,
And it does that beautifully.
okay,
That
but
car
like,
is as much of a pilot to pleasure at low speed as it is at high speed. It's comfy. It's quiet enough. It makes big V8 noises when you lean on it. And is a good daily. It's a good car. And it's fun. And it'll light up the tires and make the right noises. For $50,000 fewer dollars than this LC, which is completely fucking useless. It has no trunk. It has no seats.
Okay, so let's not worry about the LC. What about
Yeah.
what's the difference between this and an M340i?
M340 is a better car.
yeah,
But
So-
it doesn't have a V8 motor.
It does not have a V8 motor.
Yeah, and I like the V8 motor in this thing. I think they got the sound right. It sounds good. It's got the thrumpy, like around town. You can hear. It almost feels you can hear individual exhaust pulses. They tuned it really well, so you can hear everything through the intake and through the exhaust
Yeah.
to sound like an exotic quad cam V8. It's thrummy and then it gets screamy and high pitched.
Yeah, I feel like you hear like a lot of induction noise.
There's a
which is
lot of
really
induction,
cool.
and there's a good amount of exhaust noise, especially when you lean on it and the valves open up. About like $3,000, much lower than the Jaguar that you and I loved, but was crazy obnoxious.
Yeah.
Whereas like it was fine until 5, then it would snap on and be crazy loud. This was
then
that
you
medium we were looking for.
Yeah, okay, I can see that.
I see both sides of this argument. I do agree with Nathan in that it's everything I personally want in a daily, but at the same time, Rush isn't entirely full of shit, even though he usually is. Some of that, some of the LC's theater would be nice.
Yeah, but if they put that theater in the IS 500,
Then they'd have a
why
fucking
would you
home
buy an
run.
LC?
No, but you would buy the LC because it looks crazy and the interior is different and yada, yada, yada. But the whole point of the IS is the engine.
I really don't get the theater beyond the snap, crackle, pop on the upshifts. I really don't.
I don't know.
The LC's more thunderous.
To me,
It's a little loud, so put an exhaust on it. It's a little louder. Who fucking cares?
or measuring cars stock for stock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or buy an old Mercedes. That's the problem. That's the problem I have with the IS 500. It's a great, brand new old Mercedes. I'd rather just have the old Mercedes.
Yeah. I know what I think the IS 500 angers me so much because it's like, to me, it's 9/10 of the way there.
It's so close to greatness. I know what you mean. It just barely misses the.
Something is missing.
I still really like it.
Yeah.
Like I don't disagree with what you're saying. I want to be clear about that. Like for me, it misses just a little bit. I don't love it as much as I did last year.
Isn't that weird? It's only been 1 year.
Yeah.
Well, see what happened is I drove the 300C, another ancient V8 on an ancient sedan on an ancient architecture with an ancient V8, and I just like that one better because it's dumber
Yeah.
and has a ZF8.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I see that.
I've also decided I think I prefer push rods over quad cams.
Yep.
That shit sounds sick.
It's
That car
more
sounded
exciting.
incredible.
I don't know. It's like a visceral, like,
Also torque.
torque.
Torque's
I'm
good.
not saying the IS500 doesn't have torque, but the 392's got more, lower, for easier, casualer burnouts, which I really enjoy doing in a big, comfy sedan.
Right. It's fun.
Yeah,
It's exciting.
yeah, and I feel like I don't, and that's a problem we encounter with the LC too. I don't love the way the rear end in the IS breaks traction, and I really don't like the way it regains traction.
It's snappy to me.
It's snappy. It's
Yeah.
kind of like the BMW e-lockers,
right.
where like it's just like a hard on-off, and I'm not nuts about that.
That's
Which
what
is
I noticed too with the,
Yeah?
with the IS.
which is also weird because like I think the IS is just like a straight Torsen mechanical limited slip diff. It shouldn't be snappy like that, but it just I couldn't I couldn't have as much fun with it as organically as I did with the stupid Chrysler 300C. That thing was a fucking riot.
Yeah.
And because that car exists, there was a big thing that we were talking about that car last year. It was like between the two ancient, stupid, old V8 sedans with no infotainment and are hopelessly dated.
Yep.
And I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Now I know.
See, that's the other thing. If Toyota's proven more than capable of updating their legacy products with their new infotainment,
Which is missing
from the IS500. It still has that fucking stupid trackpad, and I feel like
it's not even the trackpad that bothers me so much. It's the fonts. It's the layout. It's also like the I know it sounds stupid, but it's like if you're gonna buy a brand new car today, you don't want it to feel dated today.
Yeah.
Like you put the thing in reverse, and it's like, bro, like this is like 8-bit. Like the Prius had a better backup camera. It's like why can you? If you're not gonna, that's the thing. I know it's like, oh, it was designed, a couple years ago, whatever. It's being sold today,
right?
So make it good today.
But like, if Toyota can update a RAV4,
right,
with its new infotainment system, with a more crisp backup camera feed,
absolutely,
then those two things alone would go a long way in making the IS500.
But that's
feel
why the IS500
fresh.
feels a little like whatever. Let's just put a big engine in it and send it.
I like the idea behind it. Looking back, I think the execution is going to be just tiny little bit better.
I don't know.
It is still a Lexus sedan. Like it was never going to set your hair on fire. The same way a Mercedes was never going to set your hair on fire. It's supposed to be just a fast, comfy daily that makes cool guy noises.
Yeah,
and it does that.
Like to me, like the E39 M5 was like you could drive it hard, really hard. Like you could take it on the track and have a great time with it. But also like around town, like you could do like. You can have one finger on the wheel and do fucking skids, and it was like, okay, this is cool.
Jekyll and Hyde personality.
Yeah.
Like I can have fun with it all the time, no matter what condition it's in. And the IS500 just misses something.
Because it's not a BMW, buddy. It's a Mercedes. It's a very good Mercedes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the best Mercedes you can buy.
Can we also address your stupid take, Nathan, that you prefer the W210 E55 over the E39 M5?
No. Listen. Hang on. I think what he's saying is he prefers it because it's his own personal opinion. Not that it's wrong or anything.
Yes. Okay. No, I said this today.
You're gonna upset him.
No, hang on. I said this today. I wouldn't fault anybody for preferring the E39 M5. It's a fucking phenomenal car.
Right.
I think the 210 makes more sense.
For you.
It tickled me more.
There you go. That's it.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
Okay, hang
Isn't
on.
the 210 actually like 400 pounds lighter than an E39 M5?
And worse.
300 pounds lighter, yeah.
300 pounds?
300 pounds worse? Yeah. I'm kidding.
Sucks to be wrong.
But here's the thing. I actually own an E39 M5, and you don't own your car because it's shitty and you don't want one.
Got it.
Oh!
Yeah, but...
This is true, my friend.
Yeah, because I bought a Jaguar instead.
That's
I bought a worse
horrible
car.
decision.
Yeah.
What? Okay, hang on. Maybe it's a little broken.
Okay, so what made you choose the Jaguar over a 210 E55?
I thought it was too sterile. But
You
I
think-
chose the 210 over the E39 because I thought the E39 was too sterile.
But it's not.
It is.
It's not.
It is.
No.
Sterile.
Consider the BMWs I am used to.
Old
Getting
ones.
it to an E39 is a fucking numb spaceship.
Okay, yeah.
It is more isolated than an E34.
A numb spaceship.
You like E34s and E28s?
Yeah, a lot.
Right. Which are
I
like...
had an E34 546 speed. When I drove an E39 M5, I was not wowed by it. I drove a very clean, my buddy Chris's,
Right.
210 E55.
Yeah.
I went and bought one the next week. I loved it.
Yeah, it says a lot about that. Yeah, that's fair.
Consider that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, no, this BMW is better than that BMW because this BMW does the BMW things I want to do better. And I got rid of that BMW because the older E28 chassis BMWs do that thing better. Leaner, tighter, more direct, more connected. E34 was a step removed, but still pretty cool. E39, way too far removed. The 210 is supposed to be a little removed. It is supposed to be a Mercedes.
Right.
And then the E55 puts that Mercedes on steroids.
And the IS
Yeah.
500 is the worst of all worlds.
Fat Mercedes.
Has anyone bought one of these things?
There's
Nick was saying.
I see a few of them.
I think you've seen
I've
IS
never
300s
seen
with
an
like
IS
exhaust.
No. They sounded good. They had the stock. They had the stock. They had the stacked exhaust tips.
There-
They were 500s.
I've seen them on eBay.
There's a guy on my bike route that has a red one.
Okay. Anyone else?
No.
I've seen a bajillion M3s and M4s.
Yeah.
They are freaking everywhere.
That's because they're the default option. Do you want a fast car? Do you have 80 grand? You buy an M3.
Yeah, but here's
We're
the
done
question: if the IS 500 is better, which like I don't know if it is, it's different, way different.
I'm not saying it's better. It's way different, and I prefer it.
Yeah. How come no one else does?
Because they're dumb.
Oh.
Because they
I think
just,
I agree with
they
that. I
just
think
look at
people that-
spreadsheets.
I think people that bought an ISF bought it because they wanted to have it long term. That's why you see a lot of ISFs. They have like, I'm just looking in the States, like 250,000 miles,
Yeah.
no problem.
Which is crazy.
It's
Yeah.
crazy
It's nuts.
for like a 500 horsepower V8.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Hang on, the ISF had 500 horsepower?
Was it 500 horsepower? Or was it
416.
416. Okay.
Yeah.
Sick.
Okay, because this one has like...
416?
Are you okay?
I round numbers off.
400-ish.
So 420-ish. Yeah. So 420 horsepower, and this one's got like 420-ish?
470, 80, something like that.
500-ish?
Nathan's gonna
Not
shit
quite
on me.
500.
467 horsepower.
Oh,
Oh, so 470.
470-ish.
Coincidentally, not that far off the 300C.
Yeah.
Damn, but 300C was more exciting. No.
Yeah.
So much more exciting.
And it's American. But it's actually
Yeah.
British. Or sorry, it's actually German, isn't it?
No.
It's not Mercedes?
No. No, the old ones are Mercedes, but like by the time they got to the one I drove last year, they were so far removed from it. There's like hardly any Mercedes left.
What about like suspension design and stuff?
I think the general front suspension design
Yeah.
is Mercedes, but nothing else is left.
Interesting.
Wiper stock. Remember that W140 S500 we did the enthusiast corner on?
Yep.
Same wiper stock.
Really?
Yeah. I got into that thing. I was like, this is the same thing as the fucking Challenger.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's just that good.
I know.
It
What's
ain't
like
broke.
Teslas for a long time were using Mercedes stuff, no?
It ain't broke. Don't fix it.
Yeah. Mercedes switch gear is pretty good.
It was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's not beat that dead horse. And hey, you know what? That's as good of a place as any to end off this week's podcast. Thank you all for tuning in. It has been a slice. If you wish to keep tabs on our automotive misadventures, you can do so at doubleclutch.ca. Rush, Nathan, thank you for joining. Paulo, welcome to the team, man.
Thank you.
And last but not least, thanks for listening, Nathan's mom.
Hi.